Hey there, it's EnderVerse. Sorry for the little delay. ModPacks of the year video proved bigger than I expected, but I'll make it up for you, I promise. Now without any further ado, let's dive into the video. Starting the list with waccy's Fantasia. The beginnings of the ModPack are quite engaging. You nab rocks into tool heads, make a handle to right-clicking grass with a stick, and then you craft the tool as usual. This ModPack is also self-sufficient in every aspect of the game. There are sacks for early portable storage, carts for easier farming and transportation of animals, new compasses for altitude and position, a new enchanting system reliant on mining ores, an advanced but simple smithing process, plus so much more. Now to the exciting part, combat. The author has selected a collection of the best boss fight mods. You can expect to face tough, engaging, and well-designed bosses. The last thing I'll talk about here is nature and the aesthetic mods added to enhance it. You will now travel across treacherous but fascinating landscapes with better clouds, falling leaves, water VFX, and more. The end was also improved, so was the nether too. This is the first RPG ModPack to have a vanilla feel to it. I would only recommend for the author to remove the Minecraft Comes Alive starter menu. It's so annoying, especially since it happens every time you join the same world. Next up we have Rooster's Guild Adventures, a heavy content ModPack that is surprisingly based on Fabric, meaning better performance. Although it is based on Fabric, the author managed to supply the ModPack with a variety of boss fight mods, including bosses of mass distraction, anarchy mini-bosses, eternal starlight, and more. As you can see, the battles here are quite something, especially Eternal Starlight, as it is a new project with a whole dimension tied to its lore. On top of the bosses, you can find and craft a plethora of new armors and weapons, along with advancing your magical abilities and your critical hits too. There's also a wide and tall quest system along with a skill tree for you to follow and maximize. This way you don't just have lots of content to play, but also the motivation to play it. I like how despite it being an RPG ModPack, Guild Adventures also enhances lots of vanilla mechanics. Things like a better enchanting table, new horse features, different way of obtaining ores, a pickup notifier, and a host of VanillaPLUS features thanks to Complementary's mod. The world generation, as you may have noticed already, is quite large, with Thirle adding tons of new biomes, lots of structure mods across the land, and it goes without saying this applies to all 3 dimensions. There are also many ways you can cross these vast terrains, either on air or water. This is an incredible ModPack. However, it's not perfect. There are things that the author can change that can perfect it. First would be to set the render distance at 12 or 16 max before exporting. Also, keep the FPS unlimited. Lower FPS are bad for the environment. Additionally, work on your key bending, man. Things here are jumbled up. And finally, reset the shader settings. The config you have makes them look very dim and dark. Craft to Exile 2 is a ModPack that, as the name gives it off, is inspired by Paths of Exile 2, a game that I've never played in my life. This ModPack is quite special as it offers an experience system that isn't lost on death. However, you don't advance it the vanilla way. You must finish quests to level up, and don't worry, the quest tab is teeming with challenges, each offering a certain reward upon completion, and you also get a free backpack by simply existing on the world. Additionally, you can gather coins and exchange them for better equipment. There's even an ATM to deposit and withdraw your money. Similar to many good RPG titles, you start here very weak, unable to kill even a zombie, so try not to overreach. Start small and steer clear of the bosses and monsters here until you become strong enough. The equipment here is also very special. The vanilla gear remains, but can be empowered magically with Weapon Soul, though the empowered weapon will require you to be worthy of wielding it, though there are new armors and weapons that can be wielded by anyone. Role-playing aside, the author also worked on enhancing the Homestead, with fishing and farming being overhauled with new content and different mechanics. I love this mod. It has lived up to its inspiration, being an action-filled RPG ModPack, one where you slowly but surely become the strongest and explore everything on the pack while at it. There's no better way to start your 2 weeks phase than to play a massive ModPack with some of your friends. Using Pine hosting, you will be able to install any ModPack you've seen on this list or any ModPack at all with the click of a button. And with the modern processors, storage units, and RAM, you can expect to enjoy an uninterrupted experience playing these packs. If you live in the US or within Europe, you can expect near zero ping. Though even outside these regions, the ping remain excellent. I mean, take me as an example. I live in Africa with African internet and my ping was 66. If you decide to make it a 2 months or 2 years phase, my code Ender will help you out, carrying 30% of the price down when you first purchase a server. The support team is ever present and will help you solve any problems, make any big changes on your server, or even migrate from other services if Pine Hosting proved better, or if you could use the 30% reduction in the price. Using Pine Hosting for your next server helps support the EnderVerse channel greatly. And you also get both a lower price for your first purchase and my guarantee, as I talk directly to the owner and will message them with any suggestion or problems should they arise. Reclamation is yet another mod pack that isn't a kitchen sink. The idea of this project is for you to survive and eventually thrive on this dead version of Earth. Starting out, your primary goal should be to obtain copper. The way to do so is by using the raw materials around you, advancing from wood to stone to eventually copper. The process is very enjoyable and elaborate, and everything is documented on the questline. Believe it or not, a whole chapter of the mod pack goes just to the creation of dirt, as you will need to set up 4 machines all working on unison to creating the ingredients necessary to alchemize dirt. So if you have a PhD on alchemy laying around, this is the best way to use it right now. Dirt, as you will learn, is essential for surviving here, as it will allow you to obviously grow and harvest crops for food. You can even alchemize iron as well, only the ingredients differ. The machines remain the skeleton of the process. With time you'll get an infinite supply of food through alchemizing muchandis on a witch cauldron. I could go on and on describing the mod pack in detail, but that would make the video 10 hours long. So go ahead and experience those 10 hours or more in actual gameplay, my friend. Homestead is a huge mod pack focused on curating a comfy and easygoing survival experience. You get lots of cooking instruments and different new food sources thanks to Farmer's Delight and the Let's Do Farm and Charm mod. There's also a minimal amount of magic through the Exile mod, and new simple looking materials with different stats that you can mine and craft. In terms of the world generation, you can expect to find colorful new biomes and cozy structures to inhabit or loot. Although most of the new biomes contain new blocks, I don't necessarily think they ruin the theme. New content is what you would expect from a mod pack. In terms of technology, you get the usual treat, Create and its add-ons. Again, I don't think it's bad. Some mods are dominant for a reason. Additionally, I just love the storage management on this mod pack. The author set up solutions for portable storage, storage of mass quantities, and new variants of chests that simply hold more items. There are also other general vanilla enhancements, things like crafting pads, yes, that's the actual name of the mod, and better bridging mod. This is in fact a cozy mod pack. I felt it the moment I joined the world. The dedicated quests are also much appreciated. However, I have to report a single drawback, that being the inability to add or remove resource packs. Next up we have Nightfall, the Casket of Reveries. This is a mod pack revolving around the epic fight mod, adding lots of add-ons to improve upon it and spice up the experience even more. You begin your adventure here by learning some of the essential combat skills and techniques. After that, you head over to this cute anime girl and ask her to send you to the real world. There's a copious amount of armors and weapons here, all compatible if not designed for the epic fight mod. There are also new bosses to fight, and not just the ones you'd expect to find on a mod pack, but completely new bosses designed by the authors themselves. Though be warned, they are terribly hard to defeat, or to even survive. There's also the parkour mod. This way you can evade attacks, crawl, and even hang on to cliffs. The storyline here is excellent, and it feels as though the author has put each and every mod to use. No kitchen sinking to be found here. And the same could be said about the world generation. It is rare, if at all, that you will find a misaligned structure or bugged terrains. Everything looks cohesive. This is just a mod pack for people fond of the epic fight mod and who would like to see its full potential for themselves. Next up we have Vintage Wilds. As you may have guessed, this mod is inspired by the game Vintage Story, as well as Terra Firma Craft, basically its mod version. The gameplay here is very realistic. You can't get wood by punching trees. Instead, you out to get a flint and use it for your first set of tools and weapons. Smashing advanced metal gear is even harder, as you will need to forge the anvil itself, then forge the equipment and gear through heating and hammering raw ores. Farming has also been changed. Water can now be drained, so you will need to irrigate water from nearby lakes and rivers to keep your plants hydrated. Food may also spoil over time, so you will need to craft cabinets to preserve it for longer periods of time. All of this may seem complicated, but there is a quest line that will walk you through every step. This way, you don't find yourself confused and exhausted. Additionally, the author worked on enhancing the visuals. You will see realistic looking clouds, beautiful coastal waves, falling leaves, better fog effect, cascades, fireflies on the swamps, and even a localized weather system. This is a good mod pack, but it can use lots of optimization. The loading times can be unbearable, and certain mods like the legendary survival overhaul mod don't work at all. Next up we have Beyond Depth, a large mod pack filled with the most popular and enjoyable mods across the board. Not something for the pros, but definitely for folks who just got into modding. The world here is filled with structures to loot and new biomes to explore. This applies to the caves, the nether, and the end as well. There are even more dimensions beyond the vanilla ones, places like the Ender Garden and the Voidscape. The battles here are more than just entities approaching and dealing damage. Even the guardians are designed with care, with the bosses themselves having lots of attacks at their disposal, as well as good quality animations and modeling. Defeating the tough monsters and bosses here can grant special weapons and armor to use. Additionally, I'd like to talk about the quests. Each tab has a special pixel art that fits the theme, and the challenges themselves are progressive and fun to do. This may sound like a kitchen sink mod pack, but I disagree for the following reasons. The author has added special animation mods and texture packs that affect the player, mobs, and even the GUI. They also added lots of texture packs to improve the pixel art of some of the content within the pack. Furthermore, the author chose Aleki's nifty ships over small ships. Both are good, but the former is a very underrated mod. Finally, I'd like to talk about the performance. There are 500 mods in here, yet the frame rates, the loading times, and the stability of the pack was excellent, making it one of the few big mod packs that are actually playable. Next up we have MC Eternal 2. This is a heavyweight mod pack combining science and wizardry. Of course, the first thing to note about this mod pack is the amount of content and how it was all put to use through this expansive quest line. Each category of mods has its own quest tab, and the challenges are focused on enjoyment and exploration rather than just beating the game. The world generation here is quite special, with landscapes beautified through modded blocks and many new animals roaming around. The structures are also enhanced with create contraptions and other modded blocks, though I have to admit things like integrated cataclysm were extremely laggy, and this lag simply sabotages the boss fights. The dimensions I found here are exclusive to this mod pack. Things like a rat dimension, a candy world, and a cave dimension too. The boss fights here aren't that notable. You get the usual cataclysm bosses and that's about it. There are however many vanilla enhancing mods, ones that add impossible minigame to catching fish, others overhaul beekeeping, requiring you to provide a suitable environment for the bees to produce honey, few enhance farming and raising cattle, some touch on archaeology, plus many more. I am not a big fan of this mod pack, but be as it may, it was in fact the only mod pack with 600 mods that can make it past the loading screen, and is actually held together pretty well through the questline provided by the author. Also, here are a few suggestions for the author. Investigate and remove duplicate items. Also, cut down content. 600 mods aren't necessary to enjoy modding, and please work on making the loading times less merciless. And finally, we have FTB StoneBlock 4. Nothing like any mod pack we have on the list. It is focused on an adventure that takes place primarily underground. Special dialogues, cutscenes, and exclusive structures are all things you can expect when playing this mod pack. And in terms of questlining, this pack couldn't have done it any better. The pacing is seamless, and despite popular mods being present, their integration into the mod pack rekindled the excitement we got when we first played those mods. The experience here isn't supposed to last forever. You can expect to beat the pack after 20 or 30 hours, but that's infinitely better than slowly watching your motivation dwindle as you are presented with infinite options to play. As a final note, I would like to mention my mod pack Fresh and Smooth. And make no mistake, it's not one of the top 10 mod packs of the year. I would never give myself that title. However, I just wanted to talk about it. It's a mod pack that makes Minecraft as fresh and as animated as possible. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see mods of the year instead, here you go. Again, don't forget to use PineHosting to host any of these mod packs. You also get a 30% discount when you use my code ENDER. Like and subscribe if you'd like to tag along and explore 2026 mods together. I'll see ya on the next one, my friend.